Hello out there! How are you guys doing? Gonna make a little video about the current nominee for the SCOTUS appointment, SCOTUS. Yeah, I just went and I was curious because all I've seen is just memes on Facebook and stuff from Twitter, and that's no way to get actual news. And if you think that's how you get actual news, shame on you as an adult. You should be losing your rights for lots of stuff if you think that all of your news should come through memes and tweets and not facts. But yeah, I'm gonna just 3 articles. I'll link to them and different choices and decisions that she made. One of them, the first one that I will talk about, it's from the Washington Post, whether you like it or not. The head title is Amy Coney Barrett, potential Supreme Court nominee, wrote influential ruling on campus sexual assault. And what actually the ruling was, when you read through the article, is that you find out she feels that you should be innocent until proven guilty. 22 states have adopted this across the country. And the ruling happened, and the case happened back in 2013 or 14, I believe, under the Obama administration. And it had to do with a young man was accused of sexual assault, and it was proven out that the university just went and threw the book at him without any facts. And when they went to talk about it with other witnesses that did not corroborate the Jane Doe story, they call them John Doe and Jane Doe, that they didn't care. They just went after just her side of it, which I understand that we definitely need to listen and hear out all accusations of sexual assault, even if they're against our favorite bees. And by favorite bees, I mean Bill Clinton and Joe Biden, that for some reason the Me Too movement did not agree with. But this ruling says that they have to go in front of a live jury and that the college has to actually hear it out instead of just making blatant blanket decisions, which is really good for everybody. And I know it might be a little bit harder, but the whole innocent until proven guilty thing should really make you want to have that. Our jails are full of people that the Innocence Project, if you've never heard of the Innocence Project, you should check them out. Maybe donate some money. Donate some time. See what they have, see what they're all about, because their whole thing is stopping this. So, yeah. Anyways, that's what the first article's about. It's not too long of a read. I mean, none of them are. It gives a little bit of her opinion. It doesn't give the whole briefing of her opinion, her legal opinion. And the second one has to do, I will read what it talks about. It says, Amy Coney Barrett thinks the Second Amendment prohibits blanket bans on gun possessions by people with felony records. So, that doesn't say anything about what the case was about. It was about a man that lost his Second Amendment rights due to a felony, nonviolent felony, and her feeling on it in her decision with the court at the Seventh Circuit was that he should not lose his rights with a nonviolent felony, or all nonviolent felons should not lose their rights, because the states have not been able to prove that taking away the rights of nonviolent felons makes cities any safer. My personal belief is, once you're done and you have served your time, you should get your rights back. I think it's ridiculous that in this country we don't. It's just another form of holding something above somebody's head so that it's even harder. You lose you lose access to a lot of government jobs. You lose access to government help. You lose access to regular jobs. I mean, Pell Grant, education, help for housing. There's so many things that you lose once you get that little F next to your name, like you check that box for a felon. You shouldn't expunge their record, but definitely, you should get your rights back, because that's the whole purpose, right? Otherwise, what's the incentive? Isn't the whole purpose to rehabilitate people? To give them an incentive to not want to be a felon anymore, to be an upstanding member of society again? At least that's how I feel. Maybe you guys don't. And I think you're wrong on that. But we're all entitled to our own opinions and facts. That's the facts of that article. And the third one and last one is a wonderful little article. Now, some people may be, oh my gosh, I can't imagine this. This is what it says. It talks about, again, her name, demolishes the qualified immunity claim of a detective accused of framing a man for murder. So yeah, with all the recent happenings and going-ons that are in this country, when people keep literally talking about police qualified immunity, she has ruled on one case and then made several other writings, protection of the people against the state. That the police officer said he got qualified immunity. She said, no. Qualified immunity is for when you are doing things by the book, so that way a citizen can't come and sue you for that. Well, she chose that no, he was in the wrong. It talks about in the article all the shenanigans that he did, and yeah, he definitely didn't deserve it. And she's written several times, and at the end of it they talk about how her scathing dissent of the detective's arguments combined with her opinions in Fourth Amendment cases is an encouraging sign for those of us who think judges defer to the police too much and too often. I think most of us do. Hence why there's protests going on, and unfortunately there are also stupid people doing violence. I'm not a fan of the violence, but it's great on video games and movies and fictitious funland, but in real life it's not. But, and all of you that are not familiar with what the Fourth Amendment is, I'm going to read it to you from a little handy pocket constitution. It is the right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable search and seizure shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and person or things to be seized. It's the search and seizure that people talk about. That police officers are not supposed to be able to just go and say, yeah, we're going to just search randomly at your house, and hence why people talk about, well, if you lock your glove box, if you lock the trunk of your car, if you don't let a police officer into your house, and if you happen to have anything, you put everything away, you don't let them go anywhere, hence why most people don't let police officers into their house, because, hey, 9 times out of 10, they're up there for shady shit. Yeah. Why don't most people trust police? Because. Why don't most people call police? Because they have lost, people have lost faith in police for very good reason. Because there's too many bad ones that are ruining it for everybody else. What happens when you have all the bad ones? You hear about it, you see it all the time. You don't ever hear about the good ones. And there are many, 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 many good ones. There are far more good ones than bad ones. Because if it was far more bad ones, there'd be way more people that were killed. And hurt. And murdered. And extorted from. But yeah, so those are just some 3 quick stories that I found. I didn't even have to look very hard for them. They were blatantly there. They weren't all about this whole crazy thing of who she is as a person or anything else. And my belief is, if you, as an individual, can't do your job and differentiate between what your job dictates for you to do and what your own personal political beliefs are, you shouldn't be doing that job. You should be a fry cook, because that's where you are required to do things, and politics doesn't get anywhere into it. She is a judge. She is going off what she reads as the Constitution. And as you can see by those 3 articles, she's going off the Constitution. Yep, she happens to be religious. I'm not a fan of people using religion in politics and using religion in a lot of other places where you have power over other people. And I know that there are other talking heads out there that say, well, if you can't call yourself faithful or religious unless you do. These are also the same people that say, all Muslims are bad, or I should rephrase that. Not all. The majority of Muslims are bad. So yeah, can't, insert foot in mouth. Multiple talking heads out there. There's a time and a place for it, but there's not a time and a place for it in our politics and in our offices, in the courts. No, that's why we shouldn't have it there. I also think we shouldn't have it in schools. I know a lot of people are. Same with on the money. Didn't always used to be there. Crazy enough, it didn't always used to be there. Anyways, it's kind of a longer video for me. A little bit of rambling and ranting. But yeah, this is me using my voice, educating myself a little bit, just reading some simple things out there. So yeah, remember to use your voice and don't be a mushroom, everybody. You guys take care. Much love. Bye.